Hey there guys, it's Joey, and this is a new crystal grid that I decided to create today, and I thought I would share it with you all. It kind of fits in beautifully with where the energies are right now for me and where I am on my path right now. And this, I'm considering calling it a soul grid, and it's a crystal grid for your higher self, to connect to your higher self and your soul purpose, your soul journey, what you are meant to do in this incarnation. It also has an underlying energy of bringing courage to the self to allow you to make changes and align yourself up with your truer message. Is there anything else we need to cover? I think that's it. And then it kind of has a supportive spiritual growth element as well. So I'm going to be connecting with the Labradorite wand, but there is no Labradorite in the actual grid itself, although that is an alternative colour basis you could use. However, this sort of energy-wise, it sort of crosses between the spiritual self and the physical self, and there's a lot of green, finally. I've made peace with green crystals and what they're trying to tell me, and I think this is where we're going. In the very centre here is my Atacamite. It's a very potent crystal. It sort of pushes the third eye open for powerful visual images and strong spiritual connections. It also creates a very safe environment in which to raise the energy up to the highest possible levels, to restore lost spiritual trust and promote a really strong spiritual connective energy to connect you to your higher self, to connect you to guidance from deity. You could, in place of this, use something like the smoky quartz, and I was originally thinking of using that, but the Atacamite was jumping out at me even more so that felt more right. And it should be worth pointing out at this point actually that the grid is in the shape of a Triskele, the Celtic 3 sort of spiral representation, symbol of life, death and rebirth, the interconnectedness of all things. So then leading off here, here and here, we have Pyrolusite. Pyrolusite balances and clears the aura, embraces the holder to have courage and stand their ground, clearing an environment of all negative energy, dispelling all psychic attack that might get in the way of spiritual growth. It strengthens the aura and has a really strong protective vibe to it that helps us with astral travel and personal transformation. So the first crystal out the gate, if you want, is a protective one at the same time as being one of transformation. Following that, here, here and here we have Bloodstone, or heliotrope. Bloodstone is obviously has a sort of more than one meaning, and it has a deep healing energy as well as a blood cleansing energy, but what we are really focusing on in this crystal grid is that it not only does it help to dispel negativity and to direct spiritual energy, but it in ancient times was said to have been an audible oracle, giving off signs as a mean of guidance. It heightens the intuition, increases creativity, and gives courage and teaches us how to avoid dangerous situations by strategic withdrawal and flexibility. It's about having sense. It's filling the self with courage to make the changes that are necessary, but also a level of sense and sensibility. Following that, we have the first of 2 lots of Labradorite. So here, here and here, and then again here, here, and here, are small Labradorite. Now, Labradorite again has dual meanings, but there is a strong sense of no negativity can get into them, and for this we're using its shaman stone, its vision quest, its travel into the self, its intuition and psychic gifts, as well as banishing fear and insecurity. So it really is a stone of magic, of conjuration, of the shaman, of going into yourself to discover yourself and your self-purpose. Then here, here, and here is one of the new ones that I've just started to work with, which is Vesuvianite. Vesuvianite. Aligns the will with the heart, bringing a wholeness, integrity, encourages enthusiasm for life, and imparts courage for change, releasing negative attachments, finding the true path. Is the stone of support, energetic stone for spiritual growth, to help release things that keep them from progressing down the path of helps us to release that which stops us from growing on our spiritual path, such as fears, hidden fears and phobias. A direct link is offered by this crystal to the higher self to acquire information one needs to understand the soul purpose during this incarnation. This will allow one to make changes that are in alignment with one's true purpose. And this is one of the new crystals, and this is what really sort of clicked everything into position for me. That's sort of what I wanted to do with these crystals, where I wanted to go with them. And then here, and here is Tenzin Quartz, which I've discussed at length before, but really it's a heightened spiritual connection, and it has a really strong energy for sort of boosting energies to do with spiritual connection, and basically boosts the purpose of the whole grid. We have another Labradorite again, as I have said, and then last but not least, here, and here are Rhyolite. Ignites the potential and creativity of the soul, helps access karmic wisdom, helpful when exploring the full extent of the self. It also reminds me of snakes because of how it actually looks as a crystal, and there's been a lot of that imagery around right now with to do with shedding of the old and transforming into the new. So this grid isn't actually connected yet, I just wanted to show you the setup. I really like the idea, I think it's strong and it resonates really strongly with me right now, and I enjoy it. I enjoy the fact the crystal grid is in a Triskele, in the Celtic sort of denomination, in the Celtic side of things, a little bit different. So that's it for this video. Many blessings.